can control the flow of my program and make it branch and do different things dependent upon conditions using something called an if statement. I have some code set up here already. I have asked the user how old they are, and I've captured their input into this variable called age. And so I can write an if statement. They generally look like this. It's the word if, and then in parentheses, I'll put a condition or a Boolean expression. What that means is something that evaluates to true or false. So let's see if this person is able to vote in an election. So I'm going to say if they are 18, then they can vote. So if I want to look for exact equality, you'll notice that I can do that with two equal signs. Equals, equals. This means check if it's equal. Notice that that's different from when I assign a value to a variable. In this case, I'm assigning what the user input from the keyboard into this variable. I only have one equal sign. So one equal sign sets the variable equal to something. Two equal signs compares if it's equal to something. So let's see if this works. Run as Java application. Okay, let's try 18. You can vote. Okay, now there's something a little faulty with my logic, which is that you don't stop being able to vote once you're older than 18. So it is really that if you're greater than or equal to 18, so if you're at least 18, then you can vote. Let's try this and try a different number. Okay, let's try 20. You can vote. Let's try a number under 18. See, there's no output because my if was not true. Run as, let's just make sure 18 still works. Yes, it does. Okay. So when you construct a Boolean expression like this, you have some different comparison operators that you can use. So I'm going to make a list of them here. So this is exact equality, at least of numbers, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you check it for a string. It's a little bit different. This means less than. This means greater than. This means greater than or equal to. This means less than or equal to. Okay, and then there's one more, which is not equal. So that exclamation point means not. Okay, so those are my possible comparison operators I can use to compare against a number. Now with strings, it's a little bit different if you would like to see if a string matches another string. So let me get rid of this and let's make a different question. All right, so let's say system.out.println. What school do you attend? And let's make a string called school and grab it from the user. And now let's do an if statement that checks if they attend Wooten. So we'll say if school. Now instead of doing this, which we can use for numbers, we have to use a method called equals for string. So if it equals, oops, school dot equals Wooten, then we will print Go Patriots. All right, so let's verify that that works. Wooten. Okay. So what this really does is it takes the variable's content and it goes letter by letter and compares it to this other string to see if you have a match at each location along the way. Now, here's a little bit of a warning, basically. Let me run this again, and I'm going to not be very careful about my capitalization and spell it however I want with my capital and lowercase letters, and I get no output. So strings are case sensitive when you use them with this dot equals method. It has to match exactly the way I've typed it in here. Now there is a workaround. And I can add a little thing and make this a different method. And this is very useful. And I can say ignore case. Okay. So what it will do is it will take the letters and essentially match them, whether they're upper or lowercase, which makes more sense to us as humans, right? Like the word Wooten is the word Wooten, no matter how I chose to weirdly capitalize it. So let's see if that works. Okay. Oops. And see, it recognized that as Wooten, even though I made the capitalization all wonky.